Hello, my name is Rajendra Duri, and I will be talking about churn in social networks. The agenda for today will be introduction, then I will be defining churn in terms of social network, reasons for churn, and then churn prediction models, which will be feature based and diffusion model, and then popularity and influence in social networks, and in the end, I would conclude. So the churn is the rate of loss of customers from a company's customer base, and that means loss of revenues for the company, because retaining an existing customer is always cheaper as compared to winning a new one. The term churn is widely used in telecommunication, online games, pay TV, banks, and also for social network. Then is defining churn in social network. In social network, it's a normative behavior. So the users may leave for some time and then join again. So it's a notion of join, participate, and leave. And also the deflection of the users may not be 100%, and there's no binding contract for the users, and there's no switching cost for them. So unlike in ISP or telecommunication, where there's a contract and the moment the contract is ended or the user can terminate the contract, in social network it's a binary decision. So it's defined as drop in the activity of user below threshold over a certain time period. There are basically the reasons for the churn can be divided into two categories: intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic features relate to inherent qualities of the service or products like pricing, inconvenience, or dissatisfaction with provider ethics, while the extrinsic feature relate to value through its social role, like word of mouth. So the first prediction model would be feature based churn prediction model, and this is based on characteristic data like number of purchased products, queries, etc. This focuses on the most significant features, and if the significant features can be identified correctly, the efficiency and accuracy of this prediction model as well increases. There are two ways. First is sequential forward selection, where you keep on adding the most important features for the user, and the other method is sequential backward selection, where you put all the possible features in a bucket and then keep on removing unimportant features from it. The next one is the network view. So this is the representation of social engagement of people. So node represent people here, and the edges represent the relationship, and there can be different network views for different kind of social networks. So then coming to the second kind of churn prediction model, which is diffusion model, so which states there may be few churners which may influence other users by word of mouth. So influence is spread by infected nodes to its neighbor, and then these infected nodes can act as seed to further spread the negative words. And this spread is modeled as global spreading factor and transfer factor. Higher the spreading factor is, more effectiveness is in the current neighborhood. And the transfer rate or the transfer function depends on the relative weight of the edges between two nodes. Just as an example, here in the first diagram, 1 and 2 are the churners, and as you can see in the second diagram, due to the influence of 1 and 2, the other nodes like 3 and 4 as well got impacted or got influenced. The influence of 1 and 2 will highly depend on the popularity. So, the popularity of a user is directly proportional to influence on other users. So popularity is also dependent on the kind of social networks. So a user who is very popular on one social network may not be that popular on the other social networks. And popularity is also influenced by the characteristic of user profile. For example, there's a strong correlation. The popularity increases with the increase in the activities of a user or his participation in groups and the number of contacts. Also, a profile with a photo will be more popular as compared to a profile without a photo. And in the end, as a conclusion, like we said, there would be different notions of churn. So the churn in social network cannot be defined similarly as the churn in TSP or in other network, in other services. And social network churn relates to the health of underlying network, and if churn behavior it could be identified, then it gives an opportunity to stakeholders to react early and possibility to change the mind of customers, thereby saving costs. And then we study two types of models: traditional feature based models and diffusion model. And they don't mean to replace each other, but for the best prediction they have to work together. In the end, here are the references. Thank you.